need for firefighting help is actually on the mind of the mayor of Lac du Bonnet. He is Cory Funk's guest. Cory is live. And where are you right now, Cory, then?
So I'm just outside the community center right now, which in the past 48 hours or so has become an evacuation center for people in the surrounding area. Lots of people came here in the past little while to register. Not sure how many at this point, but when I look around here in the parking lot, actually, there's a couple trailers. People have set up kind of camp here as well, evacuees. And here, actually, in Lac du Bonnet right now, as you can tell, it's actually quite clear. There was a thunder cloud earlier kind of approaching the town, but it seems to kind of have evaded it. And I'm sure Ken Lodge here, the mayor, is not happy to see that. It's smoky. It is clear. It is crisp. All the things that you don't really want right now in town, isn't it there, Ken?
It certainly is. We're hoping for no wind and hopefully to get us some severe heavy showers later on with no lightning. Certainly that'll go a long ways to helping to alleviate the situation that's out here right now. On this side of the river, on the west side of the Winnipeg River on Lac du Bonnet, we're pretty safe right now as it is because we don't have a large forested area right around the community of the town of Lac du Bonnet. But we stand ready to respond to pretty much anything that the RM, the rural municipality, would require in effect for services, help in any way we can offer. We're ready to go. It's part of our emergency measures organization plan, which I believe they've really handled well, despite some of the, obstacles that they were up against over the course of the last 2 days, not the least of which being the speed of which it occurred and continued to burn. Today, it appears that they're putting out hotspots and trying to do an assessment of what's going on out in the area on the east side of the Winnipeg River. And they may allow some people limited back to do some assessment. Not every place was burnt, but it was quite a significant fire.
And so give us a sense a little bit about what the town has done to step up to help people in the community. I don't know if there's any stories that stand out to you. Obviously, there is this evacuation center behind us here, but what else have people been doing?
Well, people have been offering up their homes and rooms in their homes to allow people to come and stay close into the community if they didn't necessarily have a place to go. The businesses in town are stepping up and offering whatever is needed to help to fight the fire, as well as provide food and sustenance of other types to the workers and the firefighters that are out there actually doing everything they possibly can to save both lives and property.
So at this point, based on what you know of the fire, how concerned are you right now for the safety of Lac du Bonnet? Obviously, it's been unscathed so far, but what are your concerns right now?
I think primarily right now is to ensure that the fires in the immediate vicinity are out and controlled, as well as ensuring that people are aware that the atmospheric conditions here, the air conditions are very, very poor, and they should try to stay indoors. And of course, if they are outdoors, be very fire smart. You don't want to have power equipment. You don't want to be having any open fires of any kind right now. If you're doing that, it's definitely a bad decision.
And as much as there's no fire here, obviously, I can feel the smoke in my throat already right now. So clear there's a public health concern going on right now. In terms of, the fact that it is only May, have you seen fires this early and this big in the community? In your time, you've grown up in this area. How unprecedented is this for the area?
I'm going to say it's quite unprecedented. Normally during May, we still, quite frequently have snow on the ground. And of course, we're getting into the May shower scenario. This year was truly an exception. We did not have a lot of snow cover. And when it did go, it melted really fast. And we've had virtually no rain for the course of the last month. We've had a few showers, but nothing significant. And as you can see by looking around, things are not greening up particularly quick, primarily because of the lack of moisture. And with the heat that we've had, it exacerbates the problem. Traditionally, we've had small fires that would crop up that were, generally speaking, handled very quickly and effectively by our volunteer fire department. There has been the odd occasion where we've had water bombers come out to, drop some water on a particular hotspot, but the fires were not at this extent. And it is truly unprecedented for us.
So how does this make you think then, in going forward in the future about how to best protect the town from fire if this may very well become the new norm?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that people have to be aware of the combustible loading in the immediate areas of their properties, their homes, and try to keep that controlled, to keep the potential of the fire down around their immediate property. We can't control the weather, obviously. So you just have to do what you can do around your immediate area. Now, secondly, I guess probably most importantly, is when those situations do occur, we've been very fortunate. We have some heroes here in our community, and that's our volunteer fire department as well as our EMO organization. And these people are very effective and they're very dedicated. One of the long-term problems we have is, of course, and probably most communities, ensuring that our volunteer fire departments are adequately staffed. We have ongoing training with the volunteer fire departments that we do have, volunteer firefighters that we do have, but it's a lengthy process to get them up and qualified. And you have to remember that all of our volunteer firefighters, almost all of them, actually are employed elsewhere. And there is issues in respect to employers allowing the firefighters to leave to go and fight the fire.
I understand that's been the case with this fire, actually.
To a certain extent, yes. I mean, also, people's availability for other reasons can be limited, since you have to have a good pool of firefighters to draw upon, because not everybody can respond. There's families, there's work, there's other situations that may not be here. So you really need to have that extra large pool of people. And I would encourage people to join up and participate in our volunteer fire department, because it's one way that certainly is demonstrable that you can contribute to the community.
And what needs to change to actually make it easier for people to, or more appealing for people to actually sign up as a volunteer firefighter in your community?
Well, I guess it's hard to get people too enthused about getting up in the middle of the night to go and fight a house fire. But the reality of it is very rewarding, even though it is very terrifying at the time for both the property owners as well as the firefighters, because they want to put that fire out and they cannot put themselves at risk in order to help everybody else. Some of the things that would probably help us out was that if we had some form of legislation that allowed firefighters leave from their places of work in some form of compensation, so that they would be able to go and fight those fires, especially in the smaller communities. It's very difficult, and we rely upon those heroes that come out time after time after time to look out after us. And I can't say enough. They are heroes, and I hope that their stories get told after this event, because there is some real stories to be told.
Have you heard any that stand out to you?
Well, I know in one case where our fire department actually drove through fire in order to get to the north side of the fire in order to protect Grousden Point, Cape Coppermine areas, in order to establish another fire line to prevent it from going into those heavily developed areas. So they had to put a lot of work in, and they had to actually put their own fears to the side and drive through the fire to get there. I mean, of course, they're on the road, but fire on both sides of the road, and there's definitely risk there. And just individual risk when they're performing their tasks out there. They don't know what they're up against, so can't say enough. These people were spectacular. And even the province, I mean, they responded quickly with the water bombers. They were hard put, but one of the negatives was that, from what I heard, I did not witness it myself, was that people were flying drones around trying to get views of their property and such, and that compromised the activities of the water bombers. And that really is unacceptable. People need to stop, think about what they're doing. Their properties are being protected to the best of their ability, and anything else that they could be doing is probably interfering with those activities. So we want to make sure that the firefighters have every opportunity, whether it be water bombers or the people on the ground, to work as safely as possible and not be compromised by somebody else's activities.
I also understand, on top of the devastating loss of property that we're hearing about anecdotally, there's also been loss of life. How has that been reverberating throughout the community?
Well, it is truly reverberating through the community. Our feelings are with the family and friends of those individuals. I do not have the names of those individuals as of now, but nonetheless, these people are residents of our community, and they're our friends, our family, and I think it's devastating personally. Even if I don't know those people personally, they're part of my community. And to me, that is valuable. That's, like, as far as I'm concerned, being right next to family. Mm-hmm. And we need to look out after each other. And we are very resilient here. We will come through this, but it's going to be extraordinarily hurtful knowing that this had happened and we couldn't do anything about it. And it's frustrating. We never want to have any loss of life, whether it be, friends, family, pets, it doesn't matter. It is a significant loss, and our community will feel that for a significant period of time.
And before I let you go here, it sounds like the conditions are somewhat improving with the fire from what we've heard so far. Obviously, things can always change. But in the coming days and weeks, what does your community need to get through this? What are you hoping for? What are you be talking? I know you spoke with the premier the other day. What are you hoping to see for your community in the coming days?
Well, I guess what I'm hoping is just to continue to see everybody pull together to support those people that have had losses. I don't think that I have to hope. I know that that's going to occur. The province needs to, I believe, analyze, as well as our municipalities need to analyze, I guess, overall how it occurred and some of the things that we can do to help to mitigate some of those situations in the future. But truly, we need to have the proper programs and proper people in place in order to be able to respond to these situations. And it's an ongoing process, and it ebbs and flows. People will come, they get older, they retire, and then we have to go on the recruitment mode. So the province can help in ensuring that we have funding and we knock down the barriers to ensuring that if people want to participate in a volunteer fire department, they can. And the communities will benefit from that. And I believe the entire province would benefit from that because we have a larger pool of people that can respond in those situations.
Mayor Ken Lodge, thanks for joining us, and all the best as you help fight these fires and help the community recover.
Thank you very much. Hope you have a much better day than we've had over the last couple.
Me too. Thank you very much, and back to you, Marcy.
All right, thanks very much, Cory. Cory out with the mayor of Lac du Bonnet, the town outside of the community center, the community hall behind them. He's live there this morning, Cory is in Lac du Bonnet, and that is where people were evacuated to yesterday, one of the places where people were. We'll have more stories of those evacuees throughout the day, by the way, so stay tuned to hear those.